an artistic license into the opening song, and apparently I didn't pay my my dues to Tommy Two-Tone because we got kicked off the air for copyright violation. So that being said, if you didn't see the opening, you miss a really great opening anyway. Here's Jen, and here's Ronnie, and here's Chuck.
I've got one user logged in. It says Facebook user. He said, "Well," so that's working.
Starting to come up, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming back up.
If you can see us all, let us know.
Yeah,
okay.
Guys, comment if you can see
good
it.
Now.
It should be back now. I just
I see you all, dude. Arnold, how you doing? Scott, how you doing?
Welcome back, everyone.
Yep, it looks like we're back on live. Yep, we're flying now.
So anyway, my opening with the 8675309 Jenny is gone. But if you want to call Jen, that's her real number. Just dial her up and give her a ring. All right, so Chuck, Chuck. We were talking about finally getting
back
on track.
Yeah, and that we checked 2 years running in the past, and KG and Ringy, everybody stood by waiting till it opened up, and everybody threw back in, and we've expanded it. Of course, we got Ronnie. We've got the legend Frank coming. I think Shelley is on. Well, that's the last I knew, and Mr. Steve Pacifico possibly, and then we've got Andy Sabish, Charlene.
I gotta tell you what, I can't wait to see Andy. I have more conversations with him, and I haven't. I don't remember when the last time I saw him was. It was probably like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep, and of course, KG and Ringy. We can't have it without KG and Ringy.
Well, listen.
No,
I'll let the restraining order go for that day. And then
there you go.
Yeah.
And I've got my Detexperts, which I didn't have then. I got Rhubarb Wine Frank coming.
Rhubarb Wine Frank.
And John Crazy Spider will be there. And we'll have fun with those. And we've got XP is using and working with Charlene. They'll have the new one there, the XP2.
Deus 2.
Deus 2. Not XP, Deus 2. And then Naka's coming, and they'll have Quarter Hoarder on site.
Yep.
And be working that field with the new Legend. So you'll get to see and use the newest machines out there, make your decisions, have a good time. We have 2 full-seated hunts and a kids hunt. And if you're coming, you're bringing the kids, you're into other hunts, that's free to them. I think it's, don't quote me, I think it's 15 and under or 13 and under. You have to take a look on the sites. You can see the information there. We're in Galesburg, Illinois, out on the tall corn prairies. And this park is huge. It has a big campground. It was actually built by the Union Pacific Railroad in the 1880 era. And it wasn't built as a park. They had to have a better water supply for the steam engines going across the country. So they put in a lake, and that lake is approximately 70 acres. And then the use of steam died off, and they deeded it to the city, and it's owned by the city of Galesburg, and they're excited we're coming. They were very happy to have us the last time. We don't bury the coins real deep. If it's dry, they'll hardly be any depth at all, simply because we want to preserve that ground. You get a couple hundred hunters in a pretty good sized field. It looks like it's freshly plowed. So we try to preserve that. And we ask that you use no shovels. You can use hand trowels, but you can't use shovels, that kind of stuff. And stock coils only.
I like that. That's awesome.
Wow.
Stock coils only.
How about PIs? Are you limiting PIs, or PIs are welcome?
PIs are no. They're nay. No, you turn a good PI on there and you'll kill half of them.
I'll have to detect in the next county if there's PIs.
Yes, you will. You can't use PIs. And In fact, they just put somebody put the whole thing up. The whole thing's listed right on the chat, folks. And how to.
And we'll be posting the hell out of it as we get closer. So don't worry, guys. I guarantee you the information will be there. We're going to post it. We'll start posting now because, as Chuck was telling me, it's time to start, locking down your hotel, locking down your Airbnbs, locking down your campground. So.
And, Jen, you can make the trip. You'd be more than welcome to come up.
I would love
to the Tall Corn. So, and it's a rain or shine event unless we get severe weather coming through. But we had the rain before and the sunshine afterwards at the previous big one we did. And we expect a couple hundred hunters, maybe a little more. And it's a good time. And the meet and greet the night before, we have Chicago Ron Guinazzo. He will be the MC. Chicago Ron was on a TV show called Dig
For the newbies who came into detecting before Chicago Ron's TV stand. Chicago Ron was on a show called Dig Wars.
Yep.
With a few fellow diggers I know, and you can also see him on a really cool Clear Choice Dental commercial.
Yeah, you do.
Ronnie's the man.
Yeah. He's a character in his own right. He is one of my firefighting brothers. He will retire this year after 25 years in the Chicago Fire Department.
Yep.
So, and there'll be some other surprises coming in there. I'm working on a couple more people, and I may get that announcement out here in a little bit once I hear back. But we will have a real nice meet and greet. Everybody can get up. Chicago Ron will be the MC, and Frank can come up. Ronnie can come up. People who wants to get up and explain their equipment, what they're doing. Andy, Charlene, whoever. It's $10 for the meet and greet. $10 is also a ticket, and we will be giving away some prizes. And I know that we just picked up 10 of the nicest Morgans and Peace you ever saw, and there's going to be tokens in the field for some of those, and maybe one given away there. Rob Rizzo's coming from History.
Ronnie's giving away a GPZ 7000. I thought maybe that was a rumor. I'm just saying.
Well, that's nice of him. That's nice of him. Fire that up in the middle of that hunt and watch him scatter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll have a good time. We want you to come up, have a good time. We'll have a potluck lunch. We'll cook up the hot dogs, have the buns and chips and that. But for those of you that are local and that, they'll be bringing in dishes and that. The thing is the city of Galesburg's kind of expensive on some of the food vendors and that. And so that gets passed on to you. So we're like, oh, well, let's just do like we always have the potluck lunch, and then
I'm fine with the hot dog. I'm fine with the hot dog, Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Then
listen, we're excited about this, just like we were excited about FHA, because you know what, it's going down, and we're hanging out with a bunch of friends, and we have a bunch of friends up in your neck of the woods too. So it's just going to be a fun time to go.
Yeah, and we're going to have a good time. We welcome everybody. And if you've got some experience that you want to share and help other people as they learn this hobby, and I always tell everybody, remember, this is a hobby. If you grow beyond the hobby, that's great. But at the beginning, it's a hobby. You get out, you meet people. We want to meet you. We want to teach you, and we want you to succeed like we have.
I think my last 3 or 4 organized events, I have a grand total of about 35 minutes of detecting.
I know. We get all tied up with the booth and everything. In fact, most of them I don't detect at, and I won't detect at this one. I've got prizes out there. It'd be my luck, I'd find my own prize. That one.
Right.
So, with that being said, we're looking to a good time and a good turnout. And this little park, and I won't say little, I don't know how many acres it covers. It has a 1930 swim pavilion that's still in use. They've got a sand beach, but you can't hunt the beach until the fall. They've got that closed to detecting why the beach is being used.
Oh, after Labor Day?
neat place. And it was an old farm ground, and there were other buildings. Large scents have been found there hunting wild, and you'll have plenty of wild hunting out there. You name them, it goes back into the middle 1800s. There's stuff still to be found. It's such a big place.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to having you all in and getting to meet you. And
Ronnie will be there first, and putting up my red carpet since I'm not flying.
Well,
I'll be driving
I'm
there.
flying in, and chances I'm going to do like I did last time and drive over to where the American Pickers have their shop across the river. So you can go in there and you can browse around at some of the stuff that they bought. A very interesting place.
I know Robbie pretty well. I've met him, but I know Robbie. It's a neat place. They're expanding and getting more buildings, things like that in the area. I do know that. I heard that the other day. And he's got quite the gig going.
Yeah.
Neat stuff. Neat stuff.
Yeah.
There's other places to stop and see. Galesburg is a historic, huge railway hub.
Oh.
Amtrak, all the big ones go through there, and it's kind of a neat town.
What a lot of people don't know is Chuck was actually on one of the American Pickers shows, and I don't think he realizes it. But a while back, Frank bought one of the race cars from what's his name, and they brought it to the drag strip. And if you look real closely in the background, you'll see a fire engine. And I think this guy's sitting in it, but very difficult to see.
They called me up and said, we got to have coverage because we don't know if these guys can race. No, they can't. But they did all right. They kept them on all fours. And I was sitting back there going, oh, man, I got other things to be doing.
Like metal detector.
Yeah. I met them. They were there, their cars. It was a good time. And they rumble around the area.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that you two were the original testers for Alexander Graham Bell's first detector. They got lots of stories like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we were right there. We failed in finding a bullet buried in who was it? Hamilton that got shot.
That's because Ronnie was hunting out pennies on the ground.
Yeah,
he was paying attention to the bullet.
And that was the first successful metal detector there was because they were trying to find the bullet lodged in him. And they couldn't because they didn't realize what they were detecting was the steel bed springs under him. That's a true story.
And exactly. And that people, another thing, and we've seen the picture. I posted that picture on the page where he's holding that metal detector and it's got two coils. People don't realize that today. That almost exact same technology is what we still use today.
That's correct.
For finding tanks and stuff. When I use a tank, I use a dual box metal detector and the same thing. And that's why they weren't finding the bullet because those suckers will go 6-10 feet in the ground.
Yeah.
They'll hit deep metal because the transmitter and receiver are so far apart from each other.
Well, I wasn't far from that. I the first detector I used was a 1970 model. And move forward with that, but it's been a while, and I've met great people. I've traveled the world. Ronnie's been with me. He and I have traveled the world together. Now I'm going to drag him up to Alaska. That's my favorite stomping ground. And we're going to go to
make sure his will's made out before he goes, because those bears don't care. They don't care if you're staying at the Four Seasons or not.
That's right. And we're hoping for good weather for that, but it's Alaska, man. It changes every 30 minutes. It can be sunny and warm and snowing in an hour. I've been there, actually saw it happen.
I'm ready for the mosquitoes. We're going in July, right? So
yep.
Oh.
Big mosquitoes. They look like hawks.
Jen, you have to actually wear it. You got to wear head nets.
Yeah, I've heard. What is it? Cheesecloth is supposed to be good.
That'll block them.
You got to. I mean, you can put the best repellents on it. It keeps them out here, but they're just such a cloud So you want something around your head and long sleeves on. You
making me want to go less and less and less.
It sounds like digging here in South Jersey in the summer.
What? South Jersey, what is that? The Big Piney down there or whatever they call that?
I tell you what, guys are like, because we've got some great woods. We really do. We've got some great woods, and there's some old stuff in there. And guys ask us all the time, well, you finally got the warm weather. Why aren't you in the woods? Why? Wait, this is probably going to be Squeak.
Gold digger. Is this Squeak?
We gave Squeak permission to call Ronnie every show, Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very good. Are you watching the show tonight? Okay, then you can see we're on the show. And yes, everybody, it is Squeak. Everybody's waving. And I want to say thanks for calling. All right, you have a nice night. Okay, bye-bye. So that's one of our celebrities.
She's a regular. We love her.
Good.
So Chuck, I gotta say this to you. I've used pulse induction here and there over the years. It was never my gig. I always, I'm not a gold hunter, really. I mean, I'm a beach guy. I'm a woods guy. But if you didn't tune in to Josh Kimmel's show last night,
I did.
Oh, I know you did. And you didn't hear the woo-woo story.
Oh, wow. I was following the woo-woos.
Barb Connell, our dear friend Barb, went up to DIV, and she's swinging a GPX something or other. I don't know which one she's swinging. And Barbie pulled, and she hates when I call her Barbie, so I apologize.
Oh, yeah. She always tells me to behave.
She pulled a $1 gold coin, 1853, I think, $1 gold coin with this GPX.
Oh,
and
awesome.
I got it. And Barb described the noise, the sound that the GPX made about 150 times. It basically turned into a drinking game.
Yeah.
And then I made a few memes and sent them to Barb. But we now know that the gold coin goes woo woo. And silver coins kind of go wee wee. But anyway, I'm actually kind of keeping my eye out for, I don't know, maybe a used GPX. I don't know. I might have to dive into playing around with a pulse.
Well, the 4,500, the 4,800, and the 5,000s were literally sought after the minute they came out because they were doing so well with them in the gold fields. And then they were transitioned. The guys out east jumped on them pretty quick in Virginia, West Virginia, and started doing very well. They were already using it. Yeah. Relic. It was cutting that iron. They get depth in that iron. They really cut it. And then the 7,000, other than being $7,900, it will find a gold nugget at 4 feet.
Right. But now, how is that on hitting shallower stuff? Like she gets a response off of a 10-inch or so gold coin. How is that on the more shallow targets?
The 7,000 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Small, shallow pieces down to deep, large ones. They're a phenomenal machine. But that is you got to remember one thing, especially learning them. It has certain responses. Even Barb was explaining to you what certain sounds like on the 5,000. The 7,000, it has certain nuances about it that you have to learn out there. So you're going to dig some deep iron, some deep aluminum, and there's different responses. It's all by sound.
Right.
It's all by sound. And then the 5,000 and the 4,800 were my favorite, and I've used those in the gold fields up north. But my actual favorite PI for up in Alaska is the 2,300, period, hands down.
SBC.
Yeah. You drop that off the bike going 30 mile an hour, you go over, brush it off, and put it back on, it'll work. You bang up that 5,000, it's probably not going to work.
So years ago, I had the opportunity to test that machine out. Mind Lab has sent guys down that machine, and we were testing it on the beach down here.
Right.
And the one thing that sticks out in my mind the most, I was walking that machine along in the wet pack on the beach, and I kept getting these faint signals. And I was like, what the hell? And I dig them up. I couldn't find it. I kept getting these faint signals. That machine will hit on small clusters of clams, baby, tiny. There's the clams that are half the size of a pinhead. They get all together, and I guess they must be a concentration of mercury, and that sucker will give you a target. And I was picking up like thousands of little tiny clams. So it's a very sensitive machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for clams.
if you take your hand on that 7,000, you've got it set up to go and run it quick. If you've got a higher level of iron in your blood, you'll get a quick response.
Yeah, good.
I'm serious.
Now let me ask you this, Chuck. Now that they came out and they're making the 6,000, is the 5,000 still in production?
Yes. You can still get the 5,000. It's the 48 and the 4,500s that are no longer available. But the 5,000s are still available. But with the 6,000 out there and the 7 and the 2,300, now you've got that Equinox as a gold finding little unit, and you got that working for you there. And I've used other machines. I mean, Fisher's little gold bug is a killer machine. Naka has a little gold unit that I've used up there, and on those small pieces, all of them are doing good in that high range. Now I'm going to use the 24K, the Garrett up there, and give it a whirl. That was kind of a legend for whites when that was out.
Yeah,
that's a good gold machine. That's in the 40 kilohertz range, and they're all good.
How are they doing with the gold monster?
They're doing very well with the Monster. The Monster is one of the most popular out there because of its range and affordability.
Yeah, it's got a good price tag on it for a gold PI machine.
Yes, it does. So it's a good little unit. And, it's funny the way they package it, and that you can go take 2 broom handles because the clips are in the box and mount that unit on broom handles.
Okay.
It was made for the
problem hooking the coil up, but
no. It's all set up. You could use a broom handle. I'm serious. I mean, it's made to be treated roughly, and they know things happen. And
will they give me a discount if I tell them I'll put it on a broom handle? Don't send me the shaft.
No. But I mean, they literally give you in that box, you have a recharge set up that's directly to a battery if you're out in the outback. You can hook it up to your vehicle battery and charge your unit back.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Now, Jen, are you finding any gold with the Equinox on the beach?
Yeah, I found some rings and then some, it's kind of like a bead or something like that. It was really really little tiny pieces of gold sometimes.
Have you used it in the gold mode yet? Have you isolated the gold mode yet on that?
I don't have gold mode because in the 600, I think
you have the 600.
Yeah, I have the 600, but the 800 has the gold mode. So I always wonder if there's a big difference.
Yeah, you're looking for rings. You'll get that with that 600. That's
Yeah.
I mean, it'll even find like small chains. No
yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm hunting for videos. I'm waiting for someone to actually put the legend on a gold field. Only reason being is it's got the isolated 20 and 40 kill. And Chuck, I got to tell you, when I tested it, I was testing it on the beach because I know they tell you if you run the salt equalizer too high, you lose targets. I ran that thing everywhere from 1 to 5, and I was pulling up 10. First of all, this machine, for whatever reason, this machine loves nickels. Nickels will blow your eardrums out. And I'm pulling up the tiniest microscopic pieces of can slaw, pieces of copper, but I mean tiny pieces. So I'm curious to see what this thing will do in a gold field.
Yeah.
The design, looking for big nuggets that they're there to be found, and we found. But the majority is the grammars, subgrammars.
Right.
If you're getting into the quarter ounce and larger, you're doing well. You start getting bigger, you've done very well.
Right.
And that's the stuff that got lost, missed, falling out of sluice boxes, things like that. We're
Right.
hunting those old piles. So I'm taking 24K. Of course, I'm taking a mine 11, and I'm taking the Nocta with me, a Legend with me, to try it up there in those gold fields, because the golds in Arizona and Australia and Alaska, they're all different. You have different types of mineralization at each one. Some are more intense than others. Or if you go out in the relic fields out there in Virginia, Culpeper, Winchester, those type areas, that's some hot ground, but it's not as hot as some of what I found in Arizona.
Well, I've been watching Bill Southern, and he's done a lot of videos with the Equinox, and I was impressed with that, of some of that tiny stuff. Granted, he's not pulling foot deep nuggets, but the flakes and stuff that he's been pulling have been small, and that's the kind of stuff I've been seeing with the Legend. And I can't make any forecast on what the Legend's going to do in a gold field, but I'm dying to see.
I can't either. I'm taking one with me, and I'm going to be trying different stuff. And KG and Ringy are going with us,
right?
And they're going to be doing some work up there. So I'm going to be. I've done this before. I've been their cameraman when they're out there, and they give me instructions on how they want to shoot this and that. But I like Garrett too. I like that little Apex. That's a good machine for the money. I mean, I try to get people into the fit. They call me and tell me what they want and what they're going after, and because they've done this. A friend of mine has it. I went out and used it. Okay, but I've got a lot of them that call me up. What would you buy? Well, I'm going to buy something that's going to work. I'm not going to go buy a $99 unit or a Kmart special or something like that, or a Walmart special.
I hate getting that question.
I know. And so I try to work with them. Budget's a big thing for some people. Others is like, I've been saving. I've got this amount of money. I said, I know what's going to fit in there. And it's going to work very well for you. And I steer them to if they're a little lower, I try to do a simplex. Get up there a little better, the Apex. Get up there a little more, 600 gen. And then to the 800. And there are those that call me up that have been doing it a long time, say, I want a 30-30. Okay, fine, done. And then I talk with a lot of guys in the gold fields, and they know me out through that Western core out there pretty good. They'll call me up and they'll tell me, hey, what do you think of the 6,000? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I'll tell you what, I was so impressed last year with the Equinox in the gold field up there. The guys were hammering gold with that. And I'm not just talking shallow pieces. I'm talking down a bit. I got one that was fairly deep. And it became a little bit of a legend in my mind when it goes out and finds a 7 ounce and a 2 ounce and half ounces and 3/4 ounces in 1 week. And the whole crew, we had like 19 and a half ounces.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's some serious recovery. That's some serious money.
You were a half ounce off of having a show.
Yeah, there you go.
That's nice. Was that only the 800 that in the gold?
Pretty much it was all 800 last year. Now I used the 6,000, got some small pieces, was trying to learn this. And I have a 6,000 and I learned it pretty well. I was making mistakes. There wasn't anybody up there with Wi-Fi and books and talking to. I was turning on and going and adjusting to a pulse induction unit, Jen. And I finally got to the point I got some small pieces and had it leveled out pretty good. But I'll tell you one thing, when you run an Equinox near it, and if you got the sensitivity up, that Equinox will drive it insane.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I can't bring that Equinox within 20 feet of the CTX 3030, the Legend. I mean, and I don't know how they are with each other.
Yeah.
I can tell you that they drive me almost as nuts as a PI machine next to me.
Yeah, like the Daves too. That's another one. I think the Nox interferes with. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
but the first one I know it does. Yeah,
that's going to be the next major invention, is to be able to block out, because everybody's got that frequency shift and that noise cancel, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's great for EMF. distant from you, if a transformer's putting out some EMF. But we need something to blank out that Knox and the Deus 2 and everything when they're right next to each other.
Oh yeah.
You got to wonder if
You know-
they violate some kind of FCC rule with that thing, because they're broadcasting that signal. That's basically what it is.
But I guess because they're all in that basic signal of each other, they're not now. If I pick up an Equinox and it starts knocking out my phone service, then I can see maybe.
Well, they just put out a disclaimer to the dealers from my lab, and a thing that's supposed to be told that they've never put it on a detector, a transmitting device, but they're doing it now because of all that's going on with 5G and all this other stuff.
Yep.
And you're running a transmitter receiver. That's all that is. And I imagine you could screw up something if you had it on at the wrong time.
Sure. I mean, listen, if it's interfering, if it's interfering with another metal detector that has programming to block out interference, they're pretty powerful detectors. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
And the Legend was doing the same thing to the 3030 when I was out trying the Legend out a couple weeks ago. They all seem to now. Again, it may be just because they're all kind of in that same area of frequencies. That frequency package, the harmonic frequencies might be doing something, but it doesn't. I mean, if let's put it this way, it makes people keep their distance on the beach. If you're
Oh yeah, and the Goldfield too. And but Barb, you go to DIV and 98. Let's put it this way: 85% of them are running PI units.
Now, do PIs interfere with each other, Chuck?
Oh yeah. Oh, it kills each other. Oh my God. You can't imagine it. DIV now. When I'm out hunting, we're running 2, 3, 4 guys in an area that's several acres. You get out to DIV, you got 300 guys. Let's say 220 of them are running 5,000s, 4,500s, whatever. You gotta give yourself 50 feet apart. They don't do that. And there's a couple of them old ornery guys will pick that unit right up and point it at you. And you can tell right now when somebody does that, it will just drive it nuts. You look at them going, go away. You know.
I know on some of these seated hunts that we've done on the beach, and they're like, oh, nobody's supposed to be using a PI machine. And I can hear this stuff trickling in my ear. And I'll take the CTX and I'll just aim it out and I'll just start going like this.
Oh yeah.
And eventually I'll find that PI machine. That's how much interference they put out, man.
And you know, it goes back to the early years. They had the BFO units, which were kind of on the cusp of finding pulse induction.
Right. The frequency oscillators, man. Oh my God.
Man, I ran a Garrett BFO for a while. I never did get to liking that machine.
I found a nice collection of 1-inch deep nails and pull tabs with the BFO.
And this goes back into the early years of this hobby. I mean, BFO, beat frequency oscillation, it would click.
Yep.
And then you go over targeted rise and fall. If you didn't catch that, man. And then what he was digging, nails and pull tabs, it'd scream.
Yeah, but that's after 2.5 hours of me dialing in every dial on this freaking machine to get it so it was balanced. Oh my God.
So we've come a long ways. Look what we've got now. We're winning. They're really working on it. I mean, you've got a metal detector that you can wear the head control unit in your pocket.
Yep.
You've got others that weigh 3.5 pounds compared to my old whites was 7.25 pounds, almost 7.5 with all the old batteries in it.
The thing that gets me, Chuck, is these old analogs. I'm only talking mid 80s.
Yeah.
We were paying $700, $800, and $900.
Yes, sir.
Analog detectors then, and now you've got full digital multi-frequencies that you're paying, $500, $600, $700 for.
That's right.
Now
we've won.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're fighting all the way through. It's a battle who can get to this weight and this multi-frequency use, because it's we win, and there's a lot of good machines out there.
But now you've got newbies that are coming into the hobby, and they're arguing over whether or not this machine should have a clock. I'm like, dude, you seriously need to go back in time 20 years. Okay, when we were arguing whether or not we should be able to find anything, you're worried about the clock on the screen.
And we had a gauge on the whites, had 0 to 100, nice big gauge, and if it just wobbled, you barely heard anything. Oh, I better dig that. That's deep. That was your depth. That was everything. If it just, right. And
you just want to see movement on that needle.
Yep, and no discrimination to speak of. When you did get discrimination, you turned up a little, you lost all depth. Everything went away. So today you're winning, Jen. All you guys that are young out there just getting going into this, you have no idea what it was like. You would dig bottle caps, nails, pull tabs, little nits and bits of aluminum foil would drive you insane. And then somewhere along the line, you'd stumble over a pretty old coin.
Yeah.
But there were times where you got out there, Jen, and the guy said, oh, I found 5 silvers today. I remember days, though, as machines got better, the Compass and some of those brands that came up, they got better and better. They were really working. You'd find 35, 45, 50 silvers a day.
Yep. That was the first generation, when you had that first generation of decent detector. Yep. And everything before it wasn't pulling silvers. They weren't pulling anything. So that's back when there were silvers to be found.
That's right.
I like Garrett because I always consider the Garrett BFO to be the machine that drove me the closest to quitting the hobby because I hated it so bad. And then it was Garrett that came out with the notch discrimination, which was wonderful. That was
I had that. And I got rid of that. I don't think I ran that BFO much more than 6 weeks. It just drove me insane. And I got rid of that, and I went to Compass.
Yeah.
That was the first machine you could dial a little discrimination, still get some depth, and you had some pretty good stuff out of that. And then AH Pro come out with a machine that I don't even think weighed 3 pounds, and it had actual discrimination, and it did very well. My wife ran that backpacker unit. She liked that. She found a lot of stuff with it. That one of my favorite detecting stories is her and that little backpacker. We're in Wisconsin. We were at an old park that surrounded the courthouse, and I ran into a gentleman there, and he was telling me how that every year the city had a fair there, and he said right down this sidewalk was all the little, you throw the ball at the dolls, and he said the penny pitch was over there, and this guy was in his 80s. This is in the 70s, and he said, yeah, down in the valley, that's where the juke joints were. He said that's where the hoochie coochie girls would be in the beer, and so on and so forth. So I'm looking at this spotty every year, and he was right. Every year that I can remember, they had the penny pitch here. So I get over there and I pull a couple Wheaties up. I hit an Indian head, and I told Jill, hunt this area. I went down in the valley. If I were going to find silver, it's going to be down there where the boys were at.
Yeah.
Drinking beer. And I was doing rather well. Ray Grip was doing good. His wife, Caroline, well, we met back up. Jill had a nice little painter apron on. She goes, I'm showing her what I'm finding. She says, where are you finding that silver? I said, down below where he told me where the beer hall was. She said, all I can find is these damn pennies. She had 29 Indian head pennies. 29 Indian head pennies in 1878. That was drop dead gorgeous, a 79 and 80. And I'm looking at her, and then I'm going through, and I hadn't found one yet. I flipped over a Flying Eagle cent she found.
No kidding.
Chuck, we have a viewer who wants to know what a hoochie coochie girl is.
I like you guys in that one.
Listen, I only know
your history.
I read about it in a modern magazine or something because I wouldn't know about that stuff.
I mean, this guy, if any guy should know what a hoochie coochie girl is, the question was asked by Steve Pacifico.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see it on there. I tried to watch, but yeah, that's the way it was explained to me. And I told Ray and Carolyn I found 2 store cards. Civil War store cards. We hunted. We went back to that park several times, but Jill was mad. She was just finding old pennies.
Poor Jill.
Right? I feel like, and that's a pretty good year. You said 1870s.
Any 1870 Indian head.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
Any
good. They're good ones there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She still got both of them. I got them carded for her. They're upstairs, and but she said, "Oh, I can find these pennies," and I'm going through and I'm looking at them, going, "My God, what?" She said, "They're everywhere." Yeah, that's why I put you here, but they're all pennies. I said, "Well, that's why they call it a penny pitch."
Well, the hoochie coochies, right?
Yeah, well, whatever you want to call it.
They dropped them.
Yeah. So, and some of those old guys that you used to run into from those areas could tell you everything about the town. They were better than going down. Here's another one that's going to date me. We used to go to the library, get in the newspaper, and they were put on microfiche.
Yeah.
That's not that old. I used microfiche, and I'm only 30. So
there you go. So that was our research. That and going down to the Historical Society or the county and going through old plat records, tax records.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say I just saw Barbara Woo Woo Connell Morrow is here. So
Woo Woo gone. Hey, we got to say
Woo Woo to Barb.
She can't be Barbie anymore. She's Woo Woo.
I told her. Barb Dirt Pirates over. I sent her a picture of Thomas the Tank Engine with her face on it.
No.
Classic.
It said
We love you, Barb. Remember that.
Woo Woo.
There you go. And you got to ask, are you going to Ocean City, New Jersey, Frank?
I don't know. I guess it depends if Ronnie's going. I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's ECRDA.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. I'm going to have a table set up.
Yeah, then I will probably be down there.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're happy to have you.
And when is that one, Frank?
When is that, Ron? April?
Hang on. I think I got it on one of my calendars here. Yeah, it is. East Coast. Oh boy.
While Ronnie's looking it up, I'm going to tell everybody, if you haven't liked the broadcast, like it right now.
Oh boy.
To copy the names.
It is May 21st.
Oh, it's in May. Oh, awesome.
It's in May. In fact, I think they put the flyer up on our page today.
Is that my dad's birthday that Mind Lab did a few years back at the beach, or was that something different, Ron?
That was Atlantic City.
That was the one in Atlantic City. Okay. That was back when they introduced the CTX, and
that was awesome, Chuck. Yep. They were some of the most awesome events.
Yeah, I was there.
Like he had going to have a stroke when it was finally done.
Oh yeah, I know. He was
a lot of running around
the whole time. I did that. They had me as hunt master for the one in Indiana one year. I went out there with Ronnie. I was out the one in Boston. They sent Ronnie and I down to. Did you go to Dahlonega, Georgia?
I did not go to Georgia.
Oh, I was training dealers down there, and that was gold country, and I liked that a lot. And did a little of that. And Ron and I, they've sent us to Vegas and Phoenix and Charlottesville. And
Phoenix was where you showed me how to use first time took me out gold hunting with the gold monster, actually.
Yep.
And, that's quite different than our beach hunting, folks.
There's a lot more work involved.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was interesting.
Size. We moved a lot of dirt, but we got some gold,
Yeah, we did. Well, we did.
So, all right, so I'm going to show everybody what we're giving away tonight. So we got compliments of our buddy, the Gold Digger. We're giving away 2 of the trifecta sets.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to give away, because for some reason, Ronnie put a lot of these in the box.
Oh, we got a walker.
There you go.
And I want to mention, you guys, next Monday night, we are having our 10,000 member blowout. Now, I listed some people that were donating. I'm not going to tell you what we're giving away until they actually come in. We've got coins. I'll give you a hint. I'm giving away a detector for kids.
Ooh.
Thanks to Shelly and Dawn, I won a brand new Mind Lab Go Find. So we're going to be giving that away, and I got a lot of people that are supposedly sending us stuff that they're taking part in our little celebration. So next Monday
You
night,
need me? No, I made an offer to you. Do you need that mailed to you, or you send me the winner and I'll ship it off?
however you want it, brother. That's fine with me.
All right. Well, remember what I told you. I'll give
Yes.
you. I got an A one in there, and I'll.
Chuck, you're closer to Canada, and that's where they always win it. So you can send it right up.
Well, it depends upon Canada's big, you know.
Huge. Yeah.
But I'll ship that out. You just put that on your.
Matter of fact, if you get an opportunity between now and then, just send me a picture and I'll post a picture up.
You got it. I'll do that.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So we are quarter up. So we're going to give away something right now. We're going to give away one of the trifecta sets, and that is a Indian head penny, a buffalo nickel, and a mercury dime.
Oh.
Wow.
Now, Jen, I'm going to take you out for a minute.
It's okay.
Don't go
I'm gonna
nowhere.
grab a drink. I'll be back.
And I'm going to bring in Shelly, and Shelly is going to spin the wheel for us. So
Perfect.
hang tight.
I'm gonna.
They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in moisture. We've got to have each other's help.
Shelly.
Hey, Kelly, there you are. You got it. There. How you doing, kiddo?
I'm outstanding. How are you doing, Chuck Smalley?
Pretty good, honey. Pretty good.
So,
Now, you can come out and visit us at the hunt. That'd-
Pretty sure.
It's gonna
Pretty
be
sure.
guys,
good. They do a nice
Now-
job up there.
if you can't find Shelly, look for the old lady minivan.
Hey, wait a minute. I've seen that before. I've seen that.
Oh, I have allergies. I have allergies.
Yeah, me too.
Oh Lord.
All right, Shell. First of all, how is our Dawn doing?
She's doing okay.
Beautiful,
Good.
She's hanging in there. Week 3.
nice. And do you have the names copied?
Already done, sir.
All right, then share your screen,
Okay.
and we will give away one of these trifectas.
Kick running.
I see Jen down in the green room here. Jen, are you drinking beer? Likely story.
Can you see the wheel yet?
I cannot. see the
Not
wheel.
yet. No.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this a different picture I got to use? I forgot. When you share the screen, it comes up differently.
Mm-hmm. You got it?
Yeah, it's coming. There it goes.
There it is.
Wait, why do I have how do I have 5 things on the screen?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at you, Frank.
Hold on. I maybe I got updated. I'm going to see if I can bring Jen back in the screen now.
Bring Jen back, yeah.
I'm going to see if we catch her drinking.
I can. It's a little obnoxious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
look at there.
We got 6 now.
This is something new. We got six little cubes on the screen.
This is the first. I feel like I'm on like the Fox News or something.
Seriously, I got to talk about the elections. No,
No,
that will
no.
never happen, ever.
No.
Not unless I'm being elected for something like president of metal detecting.
Ah, dog catcher.
Right, so we are ready to spin the wheel. I'm going to turn Shelly's wheel on solo so everybody can see it. And spin that wheel, Shelly.
This is great.
Well, bird. And by the way, I'll have everyone know I picked that music out personally.
He did.
I was feeling all like deliverancy, and
Scuppered, are you here?
who the hell was calling me at 9:00 at night?
It's not me. It's probably Steve.
No, I don't recognize the number. I'm on a kick where people are trying to sell me health insurance now. And,
Oh yeah, I get
and
that all day.
I made another
All
mistake.
right. Yes. Oh,
I
man.
made another mistake of having my house valuated because many of you know that my plans are to move to Florida within a couple of years. So I'm just reaching out and having people evaluate my house. And if you want to do that, don't go online and do it because you'll go freaking insane with the phone calls that come in constantly.
But
Wow.
anyway, hey, thanks for letting me know you were going down to Florida because I didn't hear that one.
Missed the memo.
Well, I mean, I'm not going down tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm bringing the Ugly Box shop with me.
Okay.
Long story short, when growing up, the block that I live on has about 100 houses on it. At one time, all but one, every single house but one is family. Now today, fast forward, 2 or 3 years because I'm so young. There is myself and one cousin left on this entire block. My son, his fiance. I shouldn't have said that out loud because I don't know if she knows that yet.
Wait. You don't know if
my family now is down there. So ultimately, the next few years maybe, I'm planning. The plan is to go south. So it's not happening today. Don't worry.
Okay.
Scott Bird is here.
Well, we're ready for you down here anytime.
I can't wait. Listen. I was an avid snowmobiler. I had a couple of snowmobiles. If I saw one flake, we were trailering to New York. And now, if I see one flake, I want to trailer to Florida. I seem to have lost the interest in the cold weather and ice and snow. I don't know why.
Frank, can we go back for a minute and revisit the fact that you don't know if your son's fiance knows?
I don't want to continue that conversation just in case they're watching. Because
I need to know these
hypothetically, that day that happens could be upcoming.
Oh, so you really just jacked some stuff up.
I wasn't talking about my son. It was somebody else. It was Jen's son. Somebody else.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there. Never forget everything you heard here.
Well, if you just had one of those Will Smith eraser brain thingers from Men in Black, like he wanted last night.
I got one.
Really good to know.
It made Jen blind. All right, Scott Bird. I forgot to look and see if Scott Bird was here.
He's totally here. He said it 11 times.
Yeah.
PM your information to me, brother, and I will ship that down to you as soon as I move to Florida. No, I'll ship it down to you. Listen,
Chuck Smalley, I love you.
I
Chuck
shipped all the
Smalley.
other prizes out.
We'll see you out there at the hunt too, kiddo. I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, Frank, are we having any more giveaways?
We are having 2 more.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. I mean, you can take me out if you want. I don't need to be here.
Well, we're gonna go. That's fine.
Are you ready?
See, now it makes sense why you chose that music for the wheel music because you said you're moving down south.
Oh yeah, I'm going right down to Deliverenceville, baby. All right, then Shelly, I will hide you.
Better check see if Florida's got plenty of candy corn.
Oh
Listen,
yeah, that's right. It melts.
Let me tell you
They
what.
don't have it down there.
After FH8 this past year, I don't need another piece of candy corn for about 5 years. Chuck, I wish I was making this up. I came home with 22 bags.
Wow.
Well, you're set for Halloween.
18 of them from one person.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, 18 bags.
And then my dear friend Karen Kasupski brought me. Well, she sent me 4 bags, and then she brought me 14 more, and then Greg DiPaolo brought me another bag full. So I came home with 18 bags.
Yeah, boy,
21 or 22 bags.
Yeah.
And my diabetes thanks each and every one of you. Seriously. All right, so we are going to spin for another trifecta.
Ooh.
And Shelly, you can spin that wheel whenever you like. I will solo it. Why
Who
is
is
your
it?
name popping up?
Who is it? Is
I
it
can't-
Frozen?
It says
John Porchella.
John! No way! He was complaining that he hasn't won in a while.
Hey, John, you got a minute to be here, or else you still won't have one in a while.
Yeah, right.
yeah, I didn't see him today, did I? Out there?
He could be watching. He
I
said
thought
he
I
was
saw
doing
him
it.
pop on once.
We'll see.
Steve says the banjos remind him of my favorite movie, Deliverance. No, Steve, they remind you of our favorite movie, Deliverance. Just saying.
I saw that. I saw Steve put that up there.
John, he's here.
John's here.
Yeah.
You went out for a minute, Shell. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know why.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to hide you again. I'm going to bring back in your stream. All right, guys, last and not least.
The Walker.
And please, I don't have my loop. I can't see the date. Don't ask me for the date. Can you see the date?
You got to tilt it a little bit.
It went blurry.
At 44?
44.
Yeah.
1944, Walking Liberty, folks. This is.
Awesome.
All right, and Shelly, whenever you are ready.
Oh man, that's cool.
You know, I just want to say,
He was close to coming
That-
back to Portillo.
Josh actually wins quite a bit on our shows. I mean, very quietly. He doesn't boast about it, but Josh actually wins quite a bit on our shows.
Well, he's got to get prizes for his show.
And
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
listen, it's kind of
one
a
thing I
big
forgot
cycle.
to mention to you, we're going to be doing a live Friday night with Josh Kimmel at Galesburg.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think Josh mentioned something about it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got so much stuff going on, I can't remember it all.
All right, Joshy, you don't have to send me your address. I have it.
Repeat offender, right?
It's on my frequent flyer mile list. So we will take care of you, my friend. And,
Good night, gentlemen. Jen?
Shelly, thank
Night-
you so
night,
much.
Shell.
My wheel whisperer.
Add a dawn for me, will you?
This isn't a beer, by the way. Everyone thought I was drinking a beer. It's sparkling.
Who cares if it
orange
is?
water.
Whatever
We don't judge.
it is, it apparently made you blind. I can see
We don't
that.
judge.
Well, it looks like a Molson's.
Right, for some reason. So,
All right, Shelly, thank you so much, dear.
bye, Shelly.
Bye, Shell.
All right, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it up. I want to thank Jen for coming on.
Thank you,
Jen, I
everybody.
appreciate Jen. I will
Thank you.
absolutely have you back on again.
Oh, thank you. I'll be on anytime.
And we love to have
Jen,
you.
you're
here.
welcome to come to that hunt. We'd love to have you.
Oh, I'd love to. I was born in Illinois, so I like a good reason to go back.
What
So.
part of
Don't hold that
Illinois?
against you, Jen. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We don't
What-
hold that against you. But-
Yeah.
What part of Illinois? Jen?
In Evanston. Yeah.
I know where Evanston is. So you
Awesome.
betcha.
I haven't been in a while, but I was in Wisconsin last week in Milwaukee. So it was cold. It was a little cold.
It hasn't warmed up much.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
All right, girlfriend. I'll see you later. Thanks for
All
being
right,
here.
thanks for coming
Bye,
on.
hon.
Appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye.
Chuck, I used to be these people that do. Of course, I've been meaning to ask you. These people that do the metal detectors and stuff up in Iowa, Illinois. I used to own a paintball arena. We sold paintball guns, and I used to belong to a group called I&I Sports. And I actually won the baddest gun competition one year. I didn't know if these guys like switched from paintball guns to metal detectors now, or.
Well, they still have them. I used to sell the paintball guns. We got it going up around here, and it kind of dropped down. And but they're still have areas here and they have meets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But
cool.
it's not as big as it used to be. But man, there used to be some really nice places to go have paintball war.
Oh yeah, we were in it when it was huge, and I just remember because I remember I know you talking about the I events and stuff, and yeah, we used to be part. I used to be part of a group of guys that called the I Sports, and then it was all about paintball.
All about paintball.
And I got hit in the head a few times. It came to my senses, and all right, guys, that's wrapping it up. Chuck, I want to thank you again, buddy.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for letting us get the word out on the hunt.
And we're going to get it out way more too.
Yep. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm going to give a mention to Mr. Mark Hoover and Gary Penta are coming also, folks.
Boy, wait, Mark Hoover's coming?
Yeah, Mark Hoover's coming. He was
I can't go now.
The big one we had. And
Mark is good people. I can't wait. I love meeting up
well,
with
you're
Mark.
going to have quite the crowd there. If nothing else, we're going to have quite the party with a few people hunting. What the heck?
That's right.
You got it, brother.
That's
all
right.
Buddy.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ronnie, brother, give Lisa a hug for me.
All right, Chuck, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right.
And don't forget, next Monday night is our 10,000, or I think we're up to like 10,020 now. But it's our 10,000 member. We have been working a long time to get to 10,000. We've been close a couple times, and then Facebook decided, oh, you don't need these people anymore, and they would take like 2,000 people out of our group. But anyway, we are at our 10,000 member giveaway. I'm not sure what we're giving away yet until it comes in, but it's going to be fun. Ronnie, my friend, thank you.
Always a pleasure, Frankie, baby.
We will. Don't forget. Let me see if I can remember everybody now. So Wednesday night, Josh Kimmel. Sunday night, Josh Kimmel. Tuesday night, Audra. Thursday night, Jelly and Dawn.
Friday night, Josh Kimmel again.
Friday. No, I think that's at the hunt.
I thought he said they were going to do a live at the field.
Oh, yeah. See, now I got to find out from Josh. Now I don't know. Maybe Friday night, maybe Josh again. I don't know. But anyway, we're out here, guys. We'll see you next Monday night.
All right, everybody.
Wait, Ron. Don't go anywhere.
Go.
Oh,
dude.
We got trouble here.
when are you gonna be able to do a decent show, for God's sakes?
When you coming back?
I'm never coming back. You can't do a show. It was horrible.
I brought you in, dude. I even mentioned your name.
Yeah, you know, these people want to see a quality show, and that was horrible. Didn't I teach you anything right?
Yeah. Well, next week is the 10,000 member anniversary show.
Ron didn't say a damn word. You had Jen Foreman, the hottest detectorist in the coast of Florida, and you took her off the screen, for God's sakes.
How?
You took her off the screen, for God's sakes. We told you to boot Ronnie. I don't, this show's going nowhere. This show is going in the toilet. Right down the drain. Right down the drain.
It was awesome. Jen was awesome.
Chuck's always a good guest. He likes to talk.
Chuck's the greatest guy in the world.
We didn't even scratch the surface of Chuck's stories.
Oh God,
Chuck is the greatest guy in the world. But you took Jen Foreman off the screen.
You have to leave the audience wanting more.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. I try and teach you how to do a good show, for God's sakes, and you screw it up. By the way, when's low tide, Frank? That's right.
10:38 a.m.
You don't even know when low tide is.
I guess. That's all. I put my fingers out and I read the astrological charts and I guess.
Ronnie, you the man, buddy.
Well, thank you there, Steve.
I'm glad I got a friend like you.
Hey, I tried to get you on. I called you out, man.
Hold on. Apparently, next week's show is not the big show. It's the 11th. I was just informed that next week is not the big show.
Well, I'm going back to my hiding place.
All right, we're going away too. I'll advise everybody that next week is not the big show.
See you. Good night, everyone.
All right, guys. See you later.
Maybe he'll do better next week. This guy's